Hi guys, if you are a singer who's been struggling to understand breath control and breath support, and maybe breath compression as well, any of those phrases, I've got some fantastic little exercises for you here today that might just help you work out how to get the relationship between your breath support mechanism and the vocal cords themselves, and understand how to control your voice better, and even beyond that, learn how to use dynamic choices as a result of having good control of the breath. So let's get into it. Now, I'm not going to go into diaphragmatic breathing that much today, right? There's plenty of videos out there about that. You can watch some of my other videos about that. But by taking a breath and using this exercise, you're kind of going to understand where it comes from. So just take a breath, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to go, obviously you want it to be happening here. We don't want this big thing going on in the chest and shoulders. Ha! And I want you to make that sound. Ha! What we're doing there is we're creating a glottal stop. Everything is held. Your support mechanism, when you do that action, is intact. It's engaged. Everything is working. This is the right musculature. Ha! And then we sing from that place. What might happen is strain. Okay, so we've got to watch out for that. We've got to understand how to use that support we've just created, but not apply all the pressure of it and the squeeze of it onto the vocal cords. Ha! So don't make it too loud. Ha! And then we breathe out afterwards. Now that's very different to going squeezing, letting it all out too much, like that. We are trying to maintain this sense of support that we've just created without applying loads of extra squeeze on the vocal cords, but keeping control of the whole thing in the right kind of balanced way. You can make this work. Play around with it. We're getting like this kind of swell. You almost hold back a little bit here. Just don't squeeze and put any extra pressure on. We just eke that sound out. We get a little bit of chord closure, a little bit of a creak, a little bit of an attack on the vocal cords, but not squeezed. It sounds nice and strong. We can take that through your range. Okay. Now we're also thinking a little bit there about resonance, where it starts off in the mouth in this sort of chest range. It feels like it's in the mouth. It kind of goes up into the pharyngeal area where we get this nasality, this nasal pharynx kind of pharyngeal sound here. And then we release it further into the head as we get higher. So we have to think about those things. We have to kind of let go and adjust to be able to get that note to come out the same way. But essentially, we're still looking for the same sense of control on the chords through the breath support. We're not pushing. We can add a little bit of grit and by using the support in the right way, but without applying it here, without squeezing here. Everything stays the same here. We can do it light, medium, and heavy. All on one breath. I want you to play around with this kind of exercise. It is such a fantastic way of understanding what breath support really is. You take a breath. We create this almost a bit too much tension, really. A nice little gentle attack on the chords without the squeeze. Coming in from up here, this feeling of the voice starting up here because we're resonating it differently. Now, if you get this sense of squeeze, you have to learn to let go. You have to go. Nothing needs to be squeezing. So what we can do, try this. I want you to hold your breath like that. Get the support engaged. Everything's engaged. And then open it up. Huh. So your chords come apart. There's this way of holding the breath without holding it at the chord level. The chords are the last thing as the air goes up the windpipe. We can let go of the chords but still kind of hold the breath. So you're not breathing in or breathing out, but you could breathe in or out at any second. You're just kind of balancing on the edge, holding the breath, but without, while the chords are actually open. You know, you're not actually holding it here. So try that. You'll get a little tick as you can feel the chords open. So that's another little thing to play around with. If you find it too squeezy, not that. One little click of the chords. It's a really good little thing to work on. So we open where you're held, but you could kind of breathe out at any time. You're sort of open but held. We go from there. Nice and open and light, because go for this light sound. Trying to achieve a light sound. Really, the chords aren't doing very much at all. There's not a great deal of chord closure going on there, but you're also not losing too much air. You're not pushing air through. You're keeping this sense of support where the body's nice and engaged and the body's nicely set up. But we've still got quite a light when I try to sing like this. It's quite soft and gentle, but I'm able to hold it. I'm able to keep that breath intact. I'm not letting all the air escape. When I try to go a little bit more connected, there's a different tone to it. When I try. Nothing squeezing, but the chords are just a bit more compressed. And a bit more compression. When I try. We get this kind of swelling, vibrato feel where it's swelling. We're not pushing through it. We're not gripping on it, but we're just getting the balance right of holding that breath in place and getting this nice, sort of powerful, compressed sound that is easy and free at the same time. Now, if you can play around with those different levels of chord closure whilst maintaining the same sense of breath support in your body, you're winning. You're starting to have freedom with your voice. You're starting to find dynamic choices in your voice. I suggest if you're struggling with breath control, just play around with this. You can take a breath in and think about how to take a breath in the right way. If you do that sound, it will force you to sort of start thinking down here more, even if you're taking your inhale into the chest too much. Okay? So, but ideally, we can do the old dog pan type of breathing. Get it in there. Set the body up, but let go a little bit so it's not too squeezed. And try that at different points in your range. That's my video for you today. As always, I'm available on Patreon, where you can contact me directly and I will send you clips back in response to your own video clips of you singing and help you work out what's going on in your technique. You can join me online for lessons at singingmatters.co.uk as well. And I like looking after people and helping them out and being a support. So just come to me and ask me your questions and I'll do everything I can to help you crack this thing with your voice. I'm very reasonably priced. So do come and get in touch, and I look forward to seeing you. And as always, the best of luck with your singing. Yeah.